We started trying to have children in 2006. We got married 2005. And at the time we got married, where I was staying then, I didn't think it was a good place for us to start having children at the time. So I discussed with her and I told her that it would be better for us to get a place first, a bigger place first, before we start having children. And by the time we were able to get a place, it was almost a year after. That was in 2006 when we finally moved into our own, a bigger accommodation. So when we moved into a bigger accommodation, we now started really trying to have children. That was when we started, in 2006. But we got married in 2005.
15 years after.
It's something they used to tell us, they said
unexplained
infertility.
Yes, that was it.
You know, you hear that and you wonder, what is
and
wrong?
Different doctors kept repeating
they keep telling you there's nothing wrong. You go to this doctor, after doing all the tests, like she said, each hospital you go to, each place you go to, they want to do their own test, regardless of whether you've done it before. They want to conduct their own. At a point, they even told me to go and do scrotal scan. That's to scan my scrotum to check if there's anything. You know, I've been subjected to, I can't even begin to
humiliating tests.
Begin to think about it. You know, that's even the orthodox side, the orthodox medicine. Talk about the unorthodox one, the tradomedical, the herbal, name it. You know, you as in the course of trying, people will recommend different things to you. And you don't want to look or appear as though you are not making any effort. So you want to just try and say, okay, maybe, let's try.
They didn't put me under pressure at all, because usually in Nigeria and society they believe it's the woman that has a problem. But thankfully, my in-laws are enlightened. My mother-in-law is a retired nurse, so she knows. And in fact, some of the tests we did was actually in the hospital where she works.
Personally, I had to pray to God to give me that patience, to wait, not to disturb her, not to disturb them. Let us allow them to live their lives. And I prayed to God to give me that patience, and God did.
For my family, we were not people that pressurize people, you know, all we do, we are from a Christian home, of course, so we just pray, hope to, you know, to God, encourage and all that. And I'm sure that's probably part of the experience she had and made her a bit more comfortable, because the family did not kind of put her under pressure, oh, we need a child from you and all that. But
it was always support. Everybody was supportive. We had wonderful friends that we've had for years. They stood by us all through.
In fact, some of them practically gave us their children.
Yes.
Because they give us their kids. Like my husband, you know, there's a particular little girl that, how will I say it now? She's my husband's daughter, because our friends just believed, you know what, since you don't have kids yet, take this one.
You know, we were having a misunderstanding one day. I don't know what it was about. Well, it was just a minor misunderstanding that I didn't expect that what he said to me would even come out, what we were even disagreeing about didn't warrant him saying. He just looked at me like that and said, "Oh, Niromobi. Oh, Niromobi." He said it to me. Oh, Niromobi. I will never forget that statement. Never. But that was what he said to me.
Over the years, a number of times I actually thought I was pregnant, but they were all false alarms. You know, I'll have all the pregnancy symptoms, and for a period of time I would have everything. I'll just believe that, you know, I was pregnant and all that, but by the time we go to do the test, even a blood test, it will be negative. So it was really confusing, like, what is going on? It was very confusing. So even when this one finally happened, my husband delayed me. He did not want me to go have a test because he was like, no, this time around, let's not get a false alarm. But somehow I just felt this was it.
That was when I said, okay, yes, that is it. But that day it was a very memorable day because, you know, at the lab where we went to do the test, when we're walking towards the car, and she was opening the envelope, even when we got to the car, I was behaving as if I'm trying to clean something in the car, just trying to delay to see whether she would quickly open the envelope. And as God would have it, it was positive. And the drive home was another experience entirely.
You know, she's like, no, don't hug me, you know, because she was really huge. And I'm like, no wonder I haven't seen you, because during the lockdown, we don't really come out. A lot of us weren't really coming out for anything. Whatever we needed, we just talk on the phone. And so seeing her was like, wow. It was like a dream come true.
If I considered adoption or surrogacy was not even an option. Why? Because there was nothing wrong with me. I can carry a child. You know, you need a surrogate when maybe your ovaries are not, you know, adequate, or your pelvis or something. But going by all the tests, I'm able to carry a child. So there was really no reason for a surrogate. In terms of adoption, yes, it did cross my mind a number of times, and at a point my mother-in-law even suggested it and all, but for some reason deep inside me, my spirit just felt, you're going to have a child. The interesting part is, I'd always said to myself that even after having biological children, I still wouldn't mind adopting, but let God just do the one he had promised first. And here we are, God did it. Being pregnant during the lockdown for me was a blessing, because everyone who is close to me or people who know me, they know I am a busy bee. Like clockwork, there's always one activity. It's either I'm on location filming, I'm working on a script. The lockdown happened and I was at home. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to do anything. Even though being my usual busy self, I was still working on online content. And guess what? Immediately after the lockdown was lifted, I went on location. I went to shoot a movie.
We shot a movie.
With my pregnancy, I went on set.
But she didn't do anything. I did all the work.
My baby was born on the 27th of December 2020.
There's this man that does, he's like a professor of gynecology and obstetrics, and he's very good with going through all your details from, you know, before you conceive, you do different tests and everything. So I got to know about him many years ago. So I just introduced the person to Grace that she had to go there. And then, of course, when you go there, Alex who had to go as well, so that he will be part of the whole thing, because every test you do, just as the wife is doing, the husband has to do. And, you know, that's where she went to, that the whole thing actually clicked.
At Luth, I mean, this is like the top of the top range of doctors and gynecologists and everything. They told us, they said there's really no reason for you not to have children. However, we're going to try something. And what did they try? They said they wanted to reboot our systems. So they gave us antibiotics. The doctor said, just go, and in 3 months, if you're not pregnant, come back. Exactly 3 months' time, I was pregnant. I was so excited.
Your grandma dancing.
So, outside of my husband and I naming him, my parents, his mom, siblings, relatives, friends, neighbors, he has over 50 names. And counting, because names are still coming. In fact,
his name is Okoyemi, his name is Oluwatobiloba, his name is Oluwasheun, his name is Enahe, that's
Ishan.
Ishan name. His name is what's that Igbo name again? It's a long list of names. Long list of names.
A name from River State. Tamno Itena.
Tamno Itena, that's from River State. Okemute.
Erovie. Names are just so many. While we were waiting, I was very busy. I was extremely busy. I was living my life because I couldn't put my life on hold because I was trying to have a child. So live your life, and I pray that God will come through for you.
All the 15 years running around was our own input. We were trying, of course, our human effort, we needed to try. When God wants to do his own, it's like this, so just split seconds, it will just happen. And it will not be your own effort. You won't need to contribute anything. God will just do it on his own, at his own time. And that's one of the reasons why I put out my testimony on Facebook. The reason why I did it was to encourage, because I knew a lot of people were going through what we went through. And you won't believe it, from some of the responses I got, the comments some people made to my post. So there are a lot of people out there that I know are going through this kind of thing, and I can only tell them they should keep the faith, because we never gave up. We kept on believing, we kept on praying, fasting, breaking bread whenever necessary, and just believing. And God will definitely come through. There's no way it will not happen. God has told us, go into the world and multiply. So you don't have a choice but to multiply. So it will definitely happen.